The tests confirm our worst fears, and I am so sorry. We will do everything we can to help you through this.
The doctor looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Your husband needs to get tested immediately." At that moment, my entire body went cold, because I already knew where the disease came from. Not from my husband, from the man I destroyed my marriage for. I remember sitting there unable to breathe while the doctor kept talking, but his voice sounded far away. All I could think about was Daniel, my husband. The loyal man who prayed with me every night. The man who trusted me completely while I was sneaking into hotel rooms with another man. And suddenly, all the expensive dinners, all the luxury parties, all the passionate nights that once felt exciting started feeling disgusting. That was the exact moment I realized temptation had not only ruined my marriage, it had ruined my entire life. My name is Vanessa, and I was a marriage counselor who helped couples save their relationships. But behind closed doors, I became the exact thing I warned people about. When I married Daniel, I truly believed I had found the perfect man. He wasn't rich, and he definitely wasn't flashy, but he loved me deeply. The kind of man who worked exhausting hours just to make sure I was okay. Back then, love felt enough. But after a few years of struggling financially, something inside me started changing. I became frustrated watching other women live glamorous lives while I sat counting bills at the kitchen table with my husband. Daniel stayed hopeful through everything, but I became restless. And that restlessness became the door temptation walked through. Everything changed when I got hired at a prestigious marriage counseling company owned by Veronica. For the first time in my life, I felt surrounded by success. Luxury offices, wealthy clients, designer clothes, powerful people. I loved every second of it. It felt like I was finally becoming the woman I always dreamed of being. Then Adrian entered my life. Adrian was the type of man women warn each other about. Rich, confident, charming, dangerous. The first time he smiled at me, I felt something shift inside me. Not love, temptation. He knew exactly how to make me feel seen, special, desired. Meanwhile, my marriage to Daniel kept getting more stressful. Bills piled up, arguments became normal, and long work hours drained both of us emotionally. Instead of appreciating my husband's loyalty, I focused on everything he lacked. That was my first real mistake. Because temptation grows fastest where gratitude dies. One night after another argument with Daniel, Adrian invited me out. I knew I shouldn't go, but I went anyway. He took me to an expensive hotel overlooking the city skyline. Everything about that night felt dangerous. The music, the wine, the way he looked at me like I was the only woman in the world. Part of me kept thinking about my husband, but another part of me wanted to feel alive again. And eventually, I stopped resisting. The moment Adrian kissed me, I betrayed my marriage. And the worst part, for a moment, I enjoyed it. After that night, I became addicted to the double life. At home, I played the loving wife. Outside, I became Adrian's secret obsession. He introduced me to luxury parties, expensive gifts, alcohol, and a lifestyle I had always secretly wanted. Slowly, I drifted further and further away from Daniel. My husband kept trying to save our marriage while I was busy destroying it behind his back. Sometimes he would look at me with sadness in his eyes and ask, "Are you happy?" And instead of confessing, I lied. Every single time. The deeper I fell into Adrian's world, the more I changed. I became selfish, cold, arrogant. I started looking down on Daniel simply because he wasn't wealthy. I confused loyalty with weakness, peace with boredom, real love with lack of ambition. That's the scary thing about temptation. It doesn't just make you do bad things. It changes the way you think, the way you love, the way you see people. Eventually, I stopped recognizing myself completely. Over time, Adrian's mask started slipping. The charming businessman slowly revealed who he truly was. Controlling, manipulative, toxic. And that's when I realized something horrifying. Adrian never truly loved me. He loved the thrill of stealing me from another man. Once the excitement faded, so did his interest in me. But by then, my marriage was already destroyed. And my life was collapsing with it. Then came the diagnosis. The moment that changed everything forever. The reckless lifestyle. The cheating. The endless parties. All of it finally caught up to me. I remember sitting alone afterward, crying so hard I could barely breathe. Not because I was sick, but because I realized I had traded a loyal husband for temporary excitement. And now the fantasy was over. Adrian disappeared completely once things became difficult. No calls. No support. Nothing. Meanwhile, the man I betrayed the most was still praying for me. Seeing Daniel again after everything broke me emotionally. I expected anger, hatred, revenge. Instead, he showed me kindness. And somehow, that hurt even more. Because in that moment, I finally understood the difference between real love and temptation. Adrian made me feel excited. Daniel made me feel safe. Adrian desired my body. But Daniel loved my soul. And I destroyed the wrong relationship chasing the wrong man. People think temptation looks ugly. It doesn't. It looks beautiful at first. Exciting. Comforting. It tells you exactly what you want to hear while quietly destroying everything you already have. And by the time reality finally hits, sometimes it's already too late. My name is Vanessa. And this is the story of how I lost my marriage, my peace, and almost my life, trying to escape being unhappy.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.